Good morning, everybody. I wanted to talk to you today about interruption insurance. Now, what is interruption insurance? And I've made a big decision, and I want to tell you why. So I've took the liberty of Googling what it means. Right. Insurance interruption. Google says business interruption insurance is insurance coverage that replaces income lost in the event that business is halted due to direct physical loss or damage, such as might be caused by a fire or natural disaster. For those of you who've been following my content for a while, you know that the one big thing that scares the living shit out of me is a fire at a location. It scares the living poo-poo out of me. It really does. And I know that one thing can take away my business. However, I have decided this year not to have business interruption insurance. I could, do you know what? I could easily be looking back at this podcast in 6 months' time and think, this is the worst decision you have made. The way I look at insurance is like a gamble. Insurance companies are bookmakers. So they're offering odds that there's going to be a problem. So say, for example, you're insuring something at £6,000. They're saying that basically the odds of that happening are maybe 100 to 1. And so they're saying, I'll give you 50 times your money when really it's 100 times what it should be. I've explained that absolutely terrible, but insurance companies are like bookmakers because you're insuring it against a potential disaster happening. But the likelihood of that disaster happening is a lot longer odds than you are actually getting. Again, I've not explained it very well, but ultimately, you all know what insurance is. And yeah, I've took the liberty not to have business interruption insurance. And the reason I have done that is twofold. Most of our sites now have no key technology. If there's no key technology, they have heat sensors. And so if there's a fire, there's a heat sensor there. But the main reason is that we are now getting the CCTV monitored through the night by an actual person, by DSOC, DOSC, and Hebelwaite. I'm sure Hebelwaite, is it? I don't know. I've always called you Ant. And so we're using them. And for me, we've got cameras positioned throughout the entire facility. Not every single corner, but if there's going to be a problem, I'm almost taking a bet that if there's a problem, if there is an issue, then these people will be able to pick up the phone and dial a fire brigade. And if there is a fire, it will be very, very confined and limited to a certain area. Because let's not forget, in a self-storage facility, you cannot have the fire, what you may call it, water things, whatever they are. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, you can't have them because you're going to damage people's goods if you turn them on. The fire, I don't know what they are. Anyway, you can't have them because if you do, then it floods out everybody's stuff and then you lose everybody's stuff anyway. But yeah, I believe there's 1 or 2 fires every single year in the self-storage industry. And so, yes, we are taking a risk, but the risk to reward ratio isn't there for me. We looked at how much it was going to cost this year, and you're talking in the tens of thousands of pounds for the insurance. Tens of thousands of pounds for the business interruption insurance. And I just can't justify that in my mind, especially when DSOC are so reasonable at monitoring your CCTV. And I would rather invest more cameras on the location. And so therefore that we've almost got a camera down every aisle. We've got smoke detectors. And so therefore, if there's anything going on, if anything is happening, then we know about it. Somebody is monitoring that facility. Obviously during daytime, it's fine because during the daytime, we're there. So if there's a fire alarm or anything, we know straight away. But with these fire alarms now, we've got them monitored. We've got them monitored by somebody. And so if there's a problem, we can officially get somebody out. And so that for me is why it's a gamble that I'm willing to take. And I wanted to, because I came on here, I think it was last August, and said that I'm having, I put basically my notes are, I hope so. All I can say is it scares the death out of me and we can minimize the risk by taking business interruption. That was last year. This year, the prices have gone up too much. And I don't think the risk to reward ratio is correct. I put it this way. If everybody in the country, every single self-storage facility had business interruption insurance and there was the usual fires, I believe we'd pay more in insurance than we would do for the payout for the business interruption insurance for them people who unfortunately do have a fire in their facility. Yes, it's a risk, but unfortunately, we just can't justify tens of thousands of pounds on insurance. So I just wanted to put it out there today that we are not doing it in 2024. We have taken the decision not to have business interruption insurance. And it could be the worst decision I've ever made. But yeah, the risk to reward ratio, I always think it's worth looking at the risk to reward and looking at the value. Are you getting any value from it? And yes, we're getting value in terms of peace of mind, etc. But I don't think we're getting value for our money. So there we go. That's my podcast episode today. I can't wait to speak to you guys next week. I'm going to record them all now because I'm going away to Tenerife. So we'll have one on Monday. I'll record that one from Tenerife. And I'm going to record one for Wednesday and on Friday. And then the following week, we're going to have podcast episodes every single goddamn day. You will not be able to get rid of me this year. Content. I love it. Really enjoy it. And yeah, we know you guys do as well. All right, guys. Love you. Appreciate you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.